Recording, I think. Yeah. Good. All right. So, yes, the recording has started. Let the people in know. Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome to the KÖNIGSKLASSE show.
Yes. So, so in terms of where you're going with this brand, what are your goals ultimately, and how can we at Licensing International support you?
Yeah, it would be interesting to have a look into what actually Licensing International is doing at all, especially in Germany, of course. So do you have some insights for us?
Sure. Well, I think, and this is where you've reached out to Peter Hollow, who's our local consultant on the ground there, who really is tasked with managing and developing the licensing community in Germany, and actually Austria and Switzerland as well. So all of GAS, but really it is about advancing the business of licensing. We know that Germany is a very important market in terms of where it stands in the overall scheme of licensing business. It is one of the top markets worldwide. We know that there's a deep appreciation for brands. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, licensing is really just the mechanics of getting that brand experience to the consumer. It's understanding your consumer. So we're working with brand owners, IP owners, sports, lifestyle, fashion, entertainment, media, animation, as well as manufacturers, licensees, and bringing them together to further advance the business. Ultimately, it all comes back to the consumer experience. What is the consumer looking for, which they may not even know about at this point, from their favorite brands? But it's really just about extending that brand experience, which, Martin, you've already sort of tapped into that ethos. And so what we're doing locally with Peter as our local executive there is providing those platforms to bring together all kinds of companies and manufacturers, retailers, IP owners that are local as well as global, to advance the business of licensing, but ultimately to further engage with consumers around their favorite brands. Again, everyone sort of self-identifies by brands these days. So whether, in this country, we'd say whether you're a Starbucks person or a Dunkin' Donuts person, that sort of is your mantle. That's your banner of who you are, as well as your favorite sports, obviously what bands you like. All that is just how we as humans sort of define ourselves and find our communities. It's about building communities through brands. Right. So that's what we do.
And you also have an expo in Las Vegas, right?
We do. We actually license our name to one of the world's largest trade show organizers called Informa. They're a UK company, and they organize this amazing licensing expo in Las Vegas. It's usually in May. This year it's in June. And then we also have a show in London called Brand Licensing Europe, which is in September. Those are really two great shows. They complement each other, so I wouldn't say one versus the other. I think it's important to attend both because they both really have a different focus, but ultimately it's about bringing together best-in-class brand owners and manufacturers to advance their businesses. So it's super exciting. Las Vegas is an interesting city, and I encourage people at least once in your life, everyone absolutely needs to go to Las Vegas. So, and I say this as a New Yorker who tends to be very snobby about my own city, because that's my city that I love. And there's, obviously in Germany, who doesn't love Munich or Cologne? Those are amazing cities. But I do encourage people to at least go once to Las Vegas. And if really, seriously though, the expo is a must-attend event for anyone in the licensing industry.
I've never been to both, so I should.
Absolutely. Make your reservation now. Be prepared. If you exercise outside, make sure you get up super early, because it starts to get hot like around 6:37. So if you're a runner or a cyclist, I encourage folks to go out like at 5:30 in the morning. And then it's actually pretty cool time to be in Las Vegas. And sometimes you can even go out to, and there's a lot that you can do there. You can go out to Red Rock. There actually is a lot to do in that area. It's pretty amazing place to go and visit for lots of reasons, and certainly our business.
So in the KÖNIGSKLASSE show, I usually have CEOs also, of course, and I ask them questions about their life and their childhood also. So what did you want to become when you were small? Do you remember?
Yes, an anthropologist. actually an anthropologist and an archaeologist. I love both.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Tell me more. Why?
Why? I love finding things out. I love digging physically as well as sort of these days through technology. Like I like understanding, I like finding things out. I like lots of stories. And I love history. And I think what better way to sort of understand people than is from a historical lens and sort of understand where we came from. So I just find it, and I still have a deep interest in archaeology and anthropology and art history. So that's absolutely where I wanted to be.
How does it match with what you're doing today?
Well, I think it's a lot of sort of understanding and putting things in context and recognizing that everything is not in isolation, that we're part of a continuum. And I think that's really, and I think certainly coming through the pandemic, as we have as a global community, but certainly as an industry, this industry did survive, and in some cases came back even stronger. I think and looking at sort of what I do presently through the lens of, what I studied, art history, archaeology, and anthropology, it's understanding that we are part of a greater thread, and that life is not linear, nor is business. And I think the idea that you start at, go from A to B to C, and it's just this straight line, it's not. And nothing shows you that more than I think studying archaeology and anthropology.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great talking to you.
No, it's wonderful speaking to you, Martin. Anything we can do to help, we're just here certainly to help. And I think we also recognize as an industry that what we do is truly a gift, right? Nothing that we do, that we produce, that we make, that we manufacture is absolutely essential to one's life. Everything that we do is a nice to have. Clearly, the business model is predicated on royalties, but ultimately it's about stuff that people don't absolutely need in their everyday life, but it makes everyday life that much more fun. And so while we take our business and the business seriously, we don't necessarily take ourselves seriously. We understand that what we have as an opportunity as a business truly is a gift in a world that has some serious stuff going on, serious shit's going on in this world. And we have the opportunity to have jobs and businesses that ultimately make lives a little bit nicer, a little bit happier.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. It's a nice way to start my day, Martin. It's a rainy, gloomy Monday morning in New York City, so it's nice to have this kind of a chat. I appreciate it. So thank you.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Hopefully I'll see you at some point, either in Las Vegas or in Germany. All right.
Of course.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
can you please send me this for LinkedIn? Can I post?
Yes, as soon as I can figure out how to send it, I will. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks.
I sent you my email address in the chat, right?
Okay. Well, I have it. Yeah, we have all your information, so we'll send it off. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.